Alright, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, the conscious coon killer, killing the coon within me and the coon within you. Now, just kind of a quick question, thought that I had, because I hear a lot of black women saying how they feel that black men prefer lighter complected black women over darker complected or even, I guess, medium complected, even though nobody ever brings up, I guess, medium skinned people. All, dark skin, light skin, all that shit to me sounds ridiculous, but if you're going to say it, you know, there's medium hues too. But my point is, y'all know I ramble. But a lot of black women say that black men prefer light skinned black women over dark skinned black women, right? And something I've noticed a lot is that a lot of black women that I know personally, that are, would be considered light skinned, dark skinned, whatever, say all the time how they think dark skinned men look good. And I hardly ever hear these women saying this about lighter skinned men, or I hear them saying that they prefer or excuse me, dark skinned men, or even the whole term tall, dark, and handsome. Right? Tall, dark, and handsome. I never heard anybody ever say tall, light, and handsome before, right? And it kind of got me thinking. Back to a couple years ago, I remember at work, I had overheard this lighter complected woman on break one time talking to her friends about something about her daughter, because she was showing a picture of her daughter to some of the coworkers, and they're like, "Damn, girl, your daughter looks just like you." Da da da. And she's kind of like, "Yeah, I know," like kind of like she was disappointed. And then like they picked up the tone. They were like, "What's wrong?" They're like, "Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love that she's my little twin, but I wish she was a little darker." And they're like, "What?" Like, I'm just kind of, I mean, we were all sitting at the same table, so I wasn't really eavesdropping, but I wasn't in the conversation per se. I was just sitting right next to him, so I mean, I couldn't help but to hear him. You know what I'm saying? So, um, she was just like, "Yeah, her dad is real dark skinned, like jet black, and I thought for sure she would be, darker than me." But she came out the same complexion, and I wish she was darker, all this type of stuff. She was just disappointed, and she was saying how she would always, prefer or kind of tend to mess with darker skinned black men over lighter skinned black men for that very reason. On top of she just personally uh, looked at darker skinned black men as being better looking, right? That's kind of thinking like, damn, like in my personal experience, I just gotta state that I'm like, damn, yeah, I really don't hear a lot of black women of just whatever complexion really big up light skinned men. I'm like, most of the times I ever hear black women, whether they be light skinned black women, dark skinned black women, whatever, talk about light skinned black men is when they're talking shit. Once again, whether this be light skinned black men or excuse me, light skinned black women or dark skinned black women talking about light skinned black men, they be talking about how, oh, they're weak or they're feminine or they're, bitches, whatever, like this, right? And like, oh, I don't want to fuck with light skinned black men. This is what I've heard from light skinned and dark skinned black women. I'm like, damn. So I kind of got to thinking though, because I hear a lot from these same black women, and just other black women just online as well as women that I know personally, talk about how, oh, all these black men just want light skinned black women. They don't really mess with dark skinned black women. And I'm thinking like, damn, is it so much that black men only want light skinned black women, or is it that black women of whatever hue just prefer dark skinned black men? You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost as if some black women are trying to imply that they have no choice in who they date and who they end up excuse me, in a relationship with, excuse me, in a relationship with, or who they get married to, have kids with, whatever, right? As if they just have no choice over these things. It's just, oh well, you know nobody's hollering at me, and I just for whatever reason can't approach a man. So I just, I'm a dark skinned black woman and nobody wants me. But a lot of these women I know have been in relationships or they're currently in one. And it's like, okay, I've seen the pattern of the kind of men that you've been with, and they've all been dark skinned men. And I've also heard you talk shit about light skinned men. So I'm like, thinking to myself, like, these are just that some, not all, that some black women that I personally know, or just as well as black women that I, you know, uh, see talking, or I communicate with online or whatever, is that they just prefer darker skinned black men over lighter skinned black men, or is it just that black men, I guess specifically dark skinned black men, just prefer light skinned black women? I'm like, which is it really? Because some lighter skinned black men that I know have said that they've gotten clowned by black women when they've approached them and they've hollered at them. Like I said, I've heard black women say that they look at light skinned black men as being ugly or being bitches or whatever. So it's just kind of like, damn, what like what is it really? Like, what is actually percentage wise? What's really going on? I'm not saying it ain't both, but what is more so really going on? Because it can't just be one side when you're talking about couples. You're talking about dating culture, right? If women didn't want to be with certain complexion of men, they would just curve all of them, right? Just something to think about. I'll let y'all marinate on that, but yeah, I'm about to go ahead and bounce on out of here. So as always, it's your boy, the conscious coon killer, killing the coon within me and the coon within you, and I'm out. Peace.